Folks, we got about 5 minutes before we start the award ceremony, so feel free. We've got a live feed outside, we have a live feed inside, and then we have a live, me inside. So take your pick. You can sit yourself down in front of a TV screen, grab some briskets or something outside from the barbecue. We've got some wine and beer and coffee downstairs, so get yourself all comfortable. We'll be starting in about 5 minutes. just this is
Let me double
that's
check
the
it.
thank yous.
Okay. Let me double check it.
Just listing off all the people that we're so thankful for helping with this organization.
Paul Peterson.
Paul Peterson was also a very big help. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 8th annual In Art Show. It's like, oh, hi, I know you. What I'm going to be doing first, just so everybody can get situated and, you know, grab a drink, whatever, is we have a process that we go through in the voting of this award ceremony. And we created a video a number of years ago that kind of gives everybody an idea of the whole process of this whole event. So I'm going to play that so you can kind of look at the TV screens. They'll give you an idea of what we do, and then we'll start the ceremony. Give me a moment here. Oh, I wasn't ready. Oh, there we are. For us here at the Hallberg Center for the Arts to be hosting such an amazing show, and want to take a moment to talk about what gave us the idea for this juried exhibit and the process of what it takes to be displayed on these walls today.
But there are so many pieces and a lot of good music, but it was challenging.
But first, we would like to be sure to take the time to thank you. This activity was made possible by you, the voters of Minnesota, through a grant from the East Central Regional Arts Council, thanks to the legislative appropriation from the Arts and the Cultural Heritage Fund. So, thank you.
You're judging a sculpture versus a textile versus a watercolor versus a painting, etc. So you've got to suddenly create not just a criteria for a painting or a sculpture. And so there's a lot of different things to take into account there that was a bit of a learning curve.
The In Art Show is a unique competition in that it pits art against art. There is no category for just photography or sculpture or watercolor, etc. This poses quite a challenge for our judges, as they have to evaluate each specific art piece as a whole not simply in a specific category. To get here today, the artists were first asked to enter into the art show via an online submission. After the deadline, the judges received the submissions and began their juried process. In scoring the art submissions, the judges give each work a minimum of 0 to a maximum of 20 points in 6 areas. The scores were then averaged. This is because if a judge needs to abstain from rating a piece for one reason or another, it won't affect the score. The 6 areas encompass composition, creativity and innovation, technical skill, execution, the level of professionalism and craftsmanship in presentation of the artwork. The judge's choice, which is purely objective.
I can be very judgmental, but suddenly it's a community effort. So you have to take into account your own personal criteria, and then theirs.
Came up 2 or 3 hours before the show, and we walked around and we picked our top 5 pieces. And once we did that, again, we did not meet on it until after we picked our 5, and then we went around and kind of talked a little bit of what we saw. And it's interesting because the other 2 judges, we were all kind of on the same page with most of them.
And finally, the quality of the image used to submit the piece of artwork. Now it was time to hang the show. Our experienced events committee staff carefully hung or placed the works in the gallery, giving each piece good visibility and lighting. Finally, the day of judging. The judges spent the next few hours discussing the artwork between them, collaborating and deciding which pieces were to be awarded winners in the ranks of artistic merit, artistic excellence, and judge's choice. All this brings us to here and now, tonight's opening and awards ceremony. Thank you to all the members of the Wyoming Area Creative Arts community who have put in hours of volunteer time. It is because of you that tonight's opening is possible. And once again, I want to thank all of you for not only being here tonight, but for being part of your local arts community. It's because of you that art happens. Thank you. I allow clapping. Now I have to figure out how to make it stop, right? I'm not
Yoshiyuki Hata
I'm not
spent
in any way, shape,
20
or form saying that I'm technically apt. Oh yeah, I could do that. How are we gonna do this? Oh, we got Brandy. Alright, there we go. Then I'm gonna put this up. This is our new logo. It's very exciting. It's gonna think about it for there we go. All right, yay! Here we are. Welcome everyone to the 8th annual In Art Show Awards Ceremony. This year we kind of had to do stuff a little bit different because the city decided that they wanted to pave the road out front, which is a good thing, I suppose, right? Easier to drive on a road. But because of all the construction, we decided to have the show in August, have the awards ceremony kind of towards the end of the show, and then have another week for people to be able to come and see the award winners. So this morning, as you saw in the video, the judges did come in and they looked at all the artwork. The finalists, you'll see that everybody's got a ribbon because these are the finalists who made the In Art Show this year. But I would be remiss if I did not go through the list of thank yous that I have in order to make this show as successful as it is. So, I want to thank Tim Lackas. I don't know if you guys saw him. He was our pianist here this evening. Yes. It's so nice to have that ambient music in the background while you're looking at artwork. I always like that. Center City Swine Circus is outside. I don't know if you guys saw them. Yeah, give them a round of applause. I'm telling people when I go out to eat and there's brisket on the menu, I usually get brisket. And I've never had brisket as good as this stuff. So if you haven't been out there to eat, they are going to be out there until after the show. So feel free to, although I was told that sometimes they run out of stuff. So get out there, get food. We also have the live feed outside so you won't miss anything. Mr. Dave Freemore is our sponsor for the In Art Show this year. So please give him a warm thank you. He's here somewhere and he's got a name tag, so if you see him with his name tag, give him a good handshake. East Central Regional Arts Council and the Minnesota State Arts Board helped us. The East Central Regional Arts Council gave us a grant so that we could have the In Art Show. The Minnesota State Arts Board helps us keep this place up and running, so we want to give them their kudos as well. We've got an amazing events team. The events team helps put all this stuff together, so they get a good thank you. Rick Ahartz did our windows, made sure our windows are nice and clean. Hal Becker and Linda Odell. Please help me out, Linda Odell. I never usually say her last name. They power washed the building. So after they did all that road construction out front, the building was brown. And Hal and Linda made it white again. So we have to thank them for that. Peter Genheimer and Del Gross. Did I say Peter's name right? I did, yes. They were here doing a lot of maintenance work. We closed the art center for about a week to get it looking nice for the art show. They did painting, they did cement stuff, they just made the place look a lot nicer. Luke Schaller did the painting in the upstairs gallery here. Christine Piper came and did a whole lot of organizational stuff, made the classroom and library downstairs look fantastic. If you haven't been downstairs, be sure to check that out. That's where we've got our judges' artwork, so you can kind of see what kind of stuff they do, as well as the events team and board members have some artwork downstairs. So check that out as well. There's food and wine and that kind of stuff down there as well, snacks. Our judges, Deanne Sibley, Rurik, and Christopher Harrison spent a lot of time. We had over 125 initial people enter the In Art Show this year. 58 made them. These are the 58 that made it, and those three put in a lot of hours to pick out the top 58, and then a lot more hours coming here, looking at the work in person, and finding the finalists. Yes, and then lastly we have Paul Peterson with LATV, who's making this live. So thank you, Paul. Woo-hoo! So I mentioned the judges. Oh, should I introduce myself? I'm Jess Eichens. I'm board chair here. I'm also co-director with Breeze Kirk Larson. He's over there in the corner. Wave, Breeze. Yeah, there we go. There you go. We both spend a lot of hours here making this place ship-shape. So, you guys aren't here to listen to me or to listen to all the thank yous. You want to know who won the awards for the 8th annual In Art Show. So, Cadence Eichens is here, and she has all these fancy ribbons. She's my Vanna. She doesn't pick out letters, she picks out ribbons, though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around. We're gonna start out with People's Choice first. People's Choice opened on August 17th when the show opened. People came in, they voted for their favorites. Every week we would gather those votes out of the little box so there wasn't any, hokey pokey, hocus pocus. So anyway, I'm going to do those first, then we're going to do merit awards, then we're going to do excellence awards, and then we'll do the judge's choice and then the director's choice, so you guys kind of have an idea of what we're going to be doing. So the first thing that we're going to do now, oh, that's not the right one, is we're going to do People's Choice. I always feel like there should be a drum roll. Yeah! In-person drum roll. So there are 3, first, second, and third for People's Choice. The first winner, I'm going to walk over to it. This is a ceramic piece. It is a ceramic sculpture. It is called Rewire, and it is by Jennifer Murphy. Is Jennifer here today? All right, Jennifer is not here. This is our third place. Yeah, People's Choice winner. I know that, yay! I know that Jennifer is actually a artist up in the north part of the state. And there's a Lake Superior 2020 show going on. And I know she's involved with that and would like me to boost it. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so that's $200. She gets a $200 award for that. Our second place People's Choice is Mark Christie. Vintage recycled metal called Alyssa. Is Mark here? Yeah. Alicia, okay. So this is it here. This is our second place People's Choice. Nice work. It does say Alyssa. There's one behind the scenes information. One place said Alyssa and one said Alicia, and I wasn't sure which it was. This is Alicia. Alicia. And she's actually a server at Buffalo Wild Wings. So that people really enjoyed reading the story behind this artwork. So that was nice. And I know Paul's going to hate me. With the ceramic piece, if you have an opportunity to look at it, it's a tree, and she's actually carved things into the tree. So if you've got an opportunity, be sure to take a look at that. And our third, and so this is a $300 award winner. So thank you. So yay, congratulations. And then our first place, People's Choice. This is so fun. Follow me. This was a fan favorite, especially when everybody read that this ship was not found, it was actually built. This piece is called Paradise Lost by Gary Carlson. It's assemblage mixed media sculpture. Gary, you're here. Do you want to say anything about your piece? Here, I've got a microphone. I didn't turn the sound up. Here, I'm going to give you the microphone. Then I'm going to
Our swimming pool fell apart here a couple of years ago, and I used the band that went around the pool for the hull of the ship. That's where it all started, and it became a social statement at some point. And you can interpret it however you want.
All right, congratulations, guys. We have left him with the microphone. That was our third place People's Choice. That's a $500 winner, so congratulations, Gary. Nice job. Who says that people don't have a voice here? Yay! All right, so now we will move on to our Artistic Merit Awards. This piece, Breeze and I spend a lot of time at the Art Center, and so we hear people come in and we hear people talk about stuff, and so this piece got a lot of talking about. They're like, how the heck does that stick to the wall? I don't get it. This is a digital photography piece. Everybody is so good at backing away. This is a digital photography piece by Thomas Alvarez. This is called Chicagohenge. Is Thomas here? I don't think I saw him. No,
I haven't seen him.
All right. So Thomas had a show here a couple of years ago, and kind of a funny thing about these, it actually clings to the wall. It's the wall cling, and when he had a show here, it was kind of entertaining because he said, my walls at home look really bare because I've taken all of the all of the images off my wall and put them here at the show. So give Thomas a round of applause. Congratulations, Thomas. The Artistic Merit Awards are $200 in prizes, so congratulations on that. Another of our Artistic Merit winners is also on this stage. This is an oil on panel, and it is called Where the Deer and Antelope Play and it is by Teresa Grams. Is Teresa here? Okay, sorry, I'm being distracted here. Marianne, Marianne is one of our judges. Deanne.
It's okay, it's okay.
I think I need to have like a glass of the wine that we have downstairs. I didn't give you an opportunity to talk about Thomas Alvarez's piece. Do you want to take an
Sure, I'll
opportunity
take a
to
second
talk?
to talk
Okay,
about it.
great. Let me turn that mic on. There you go.
Tom is a fantastic photographer. This image itself is, I liked it because I love the grit of the city. I also kept having my eye drawn towards that sun because I have a small cataract and it's so bright that it bugs my eye. I almost want to wear my sunglasses in here. But he does a fantastic job. He has a number of pieces throughout the United States here and does a lot of shows. I just really like the symmetry of this. And when looking at this, it was just like you were almost right there. You needed to maybe get out of the way so you didn't get hit by a car that's coming up behind you. So I think that Tom really deserves this, and I am happy that he was able to have my judges and us all agree on that.
All right, yay! Also, when Thomas brought this piece in, he said that you can only get this shot twice a year, in the spring and in the fall. And I see some photographers out there going, yeah, that's true. So that's kind of a cool tidbit of information. All right, I think I've got myself all figured out. Now we're gonna go over to Teresa. Is Teresa here? No. Would Rurik or Deanne, like to talk about this piece at all?
So in judging, there's a number of these pieces that you want to get up close to and wear your eyeglasses and look at the details. And there's a number that you want to be back a little bit from. This is one that works on both levels. When you stand back there, you get this nice little design of the off-centered bison. And then when you get up close, then you can start to see some of the wonderful little color things appearing and reacting to each other in there. And this is one little iota that sold me on the piece, is that you've got these brush strokes that are probably frontal grasses, and it just goes right up into the front arm and into the buffalo. It's what lured me in, but it's just a wonderful little piece that if you're back there, you get this nice abstract. You get up close, you can start to really appreciate the details.
Nice. Very nice, Rurik. I forgot to tell you guys, this is Rurik. He's one of our judges. Deanne is another one of our judges. Christopher was not able to make it this evening, prior commitment. So we've got these two here talking about their choices. So, all right, we're going to quick move on to our third piece, which is another oil on canvas. I'm going to quick walk down these stairs here, guys. I'm not going to do it quick. I'll end up falling. This piece is called Tributary of St. Croix River in Lake December, and this is by Jason Kerr. And I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Is Jason here? All right. Doesn't look like Jason is here. Maybe he'll run in from outside, I'm not sure. Rurik or Deanne, would you like to talk about this piece at all?
We spent some time looking at this. My teacher voice isn't working. Dang it. We spent some time looking at this one, and we walked away, and then we kind of came back and we walked away. And as we kind of looked at it and re-looked at it again, it was just so wonderful in the way that the bead lines and then the snow on the side. I love the thickness of the paint and the way that it is actually all styled together. With this, if you stand kind of away, you can see the rocks on the bottom of it. And this person is just very skilled at this type of painting. Like I said, I had to walk away and come back, walk away and come back. But it reminds me of like early 1900s, mid 1900s oil painting.
Are you thinking like the WPA projects?
Kind of, yeah, something like that. We had talked about an artist earlier that it really represents.
Oh, times will change.
Yes, yes, and it is. It's with the thick paint and everything. Like I say, I do have a
And this type of painting style, sort of the impasto, the thickness, I call chewy or crunchy. You know, you want to take a bite out of it. I'm friends with this artist on Facebook. I haven't seen this one, and I've been following his work over the last, I don't know, a couple of years. And he just keeps getting better. He's been doing some urban themes with houses, and so this is obviously very non-linear. This is very natural, but his houses also have that kind of wavery feeling where it takes them into another level. And I like the sucking into this one. So this is just a wonderful little piece, and I'm glad that we were able to award that.
Yay! Oil on canvas. It's the one thing that I really like about this show is we've got all sorts of different mediums. You've got the oil, you've got the acrylic, you've got the sculpture, you've got the photography. So that's one of my favorite things about the show. So I've got one more $200 Merit Award winner to announce, and that is over this direction. Speaking of all sorts of different pieces, mediums, this is a fiber piece, and this is called Choose the Path That Takes You Forward. This is by Gabriel Berg, and it is a fiber piece. This is our 4th Artistic Merit Award. Let's give him a round of applause. Looks like Deanne wants to talk about this one.
Yeah, I admire the amount of hours this person put into putting this together. As we sat there and we looked at it, and you follow the strings, it's almost mesmerizing to sit and understand the process that this person went through. Like I say, it was one of my favorites because the colors are so inviting, but just because of all the intricate detail in that, I would really be interested to know the amount of hours this person put in.
Okay, let's be honest. Artists are insane. We know it. So this is an insane little piece. If you look at it, yeah, how many hours is in this thing? This is absolutely batshit crazy. But it is so cool. You know, I do my photorealism and I take hours and hours, and people come in and look at that, and I'm like, I couldn't do that. Deanne does these wonderful photographs downstairs, and I'm sure you spend hours and hours on them. You know, I did photography for a little while. No, I can't do that. So everybody's insane, but it's what is your insanity allow you to do? And that's why we have this wonderful world of art. And Jess just mentioned, you know, we've got all the variety in here. So there's one of the challenges as a judge. Okay, we walk in, we've got fiber, we've got paintings, we've got photographs, and it's the judge's job to say, okay, how does the photograph stack up against the metal sculpture, against the fiber art, against the gourd? That's the job. But it's so much fun, and I'm so appreciative of being a part of this. So thank you again, and congratulations to the artist. You're insane, but you're awesome.
I was just going to say, when we were looking at this and we were trying to decide how long it took this person, I think I would have stopped at the purple dot in the middle. I would not have had the attention span to go through that. So, yeah, kudos to the hours.
Yeah, everybody's going to have to come in here and just, I know for a fact that when Breeze is working during the art center, that's all he does is he just sits here and watches those strings. All right, congratulations again to Gabriel Berg. Fiber piece, choose the path that takes you forward. So again, the 4 artistic merit winners were the digital photography by Thomas Alvarez up on the stage, oil on panel Where the Deer and Antelope Play, the oil on canvas Tributary of St. Croix River in late December by Jason Kerr, and Gabriel Berg's Choose the Piece That Takes You Forward. So now, speaking of taking you forward, wow, how How is that for like a segue? Nice. We are going to now move on to the $300 Artistic Excellence Awards. The first piece that we are doing for this Artistic Excellence Award is called Spring Maintenance and is by Daniel Kuchenbecker. Is Daniel here by chance? Yay! Congratulations. We can give him a round of applause. Yay! Daniel, would you like to say anything about your piece? If you do, no? That's fine. You can be camera shy. All right. Yay! We got to thank you. Would one of the judges like to say something? I know that this was a big favorite too, Daniel, with the director's choice. So, Deanne, would you like to say something?
Yeah. You have a great style, and the image itself is very, it's almost Dutch, or I keep thinking like Peter Bruegel, you know, as a painter or whatever. That's what it kind of reminded me of when I was looking at this. When I first judged it online, I had to keep bringing my computer in to be able to see all the stuff that you had on it. Your explanation of it was fantastic. Your illustration is wonderful. The thing that draws the person in is this red ladder that just sets off everything. And it's very, very well executed. Thank you.
This is one of my favorites of the show, so congratulations. And again, like Deanne said, sort of the Bruegel era, the Rembrandt era. Why am I saying area? And yeah, the red ladder sets it off, and this little gentleman here is so detailed, yet so abstract. But it fits perfectly. Your design is wonderful, your palette is wonderful, and now that I'm glad you're here, but I'm actually disappointed because I was expecting like a 600-year-old vampire who studied with Rembrandt. Congratulations, sir. You are doing it well.
All right, Daniel Kuchenbecker, Spring Maintenance, watercolor. Nice job. All right, our second Artistic Excellence Award is right around the corner here. This is an oil on canvas, and I told this artist who came in earlier today, I didn't tell her that she won anything, but I told her that I put this piece here because I sit at the desk and I like to have stuff that I enjoy, and I love chickens and roosters. This piece is called King of the Roost. It's an oil on canvas, and it is by Juliana Merck. Yes, give her a round of applause. Nice job. Juliana, you're here. Would you like to say something about your piece?
Thank you. I hope no one ever runs into this rooster in real life because they are kind of wild. Thank you.
It's a mean rooster.
I'd actually like to share the comment that Chris, our other judge who can't be here tonight, he's judging or giving critiques to another group this evening. So his apologies for not being here, but he came over to this and he said he was so exuberant over the detail and the colors and just the visceralness of, you can tell it's a mean little guy. So he really appreciated all of the work that you put into that, which I just said, yeah, you're right. And then I went, okay, I'm voting for it. No, this is a wonderful, thank you.
Yes, I totally agree with this, especially I as a photographer, I really look at eyes, and I'm looking at this eye, and it is just pure evil. And so in looking at this, I mean, I can understand, I'm sorry, I can understand the evilness of it perfect. Is it a leghorn? Do you know? Okay. Yeah, well, years ago we had them, and the leghorn was the meanest of all of them. So that's kind of what it reminded me of. So, very nice job, well executed.
All right, thank you. That's Juliana Merck, King of the Roost, oil on canvas. Our third winner of the evening for the Artistic Excellence Award is a piece you've all seen, once before. An assemblage mixed media piece called Paradise Lost by Gary Carlson. Very nice. He's a double winner this evening. Congratulations, Gary. I'd ask you if you want to say something about your piece, but you did. Is there anything you forgot to add?
Well, it's just our job as
So hold on, hold on.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that. Our job as artists is to take all the visual chaos that's around us and try to put some order to it. And that's been my challenge for the last 63 years that I've been working on it.
Very nice. Deanne or Rurik, would you like to say something about this piece?
It always amazes me when looking at Gary's work how he can just take things and put them together and create something so wonderful. The whistle hanging out the side, the anchor of it, the globe, you know, and then as you look further on it, you know, there's so much brass on it and the coloration of the brass. And then you go further and you look more and you got a little serpent tail. And I mean, just the detail in this is just phenomenal. And I enjoy looking at your work so much, and it's a beautiful piece.
We always welcome applause. We can always applaud.
Always applaud.
Always applaud. It's like always order tater tots if they're on the menu. I walked by this probably about 6 or 8 times without even seeing it tonight when we were judging because it happens to be the same color as the floor. And then I'm like, oh, there's a sculpture here. Holy crap. So I started looking at it, and I don't know you that well. I don't know enough to do beers with you, but I love your work, so I probably should exempt myself, but I don't. I looked at this and I'm like, this is flippin' awesome. And then I keep looking at it and I keep finding little moon things and little dinosaur and little figures, and I'm like, you've got a tentacle coming out of this thing. Sold. I love your sense of humor. I love your assemblages. These are just wonderful. And I think it was Chris, it might have been Deanne, who also pointed out the Montgomery Ward. As we all know, Monkey Ward went down. And I'm like, oh, that is just wonderful. So thank you for providing endless amusement for me. And the rest of the world, too.
Yes. Assemblage Mixed Media Sculpture Paradise Lost by Gary Carlson. Gary and Marianne had a show at the Hopkins Center for the Arts. And they have, if you have a chance, they actually interviewed Gary and Marianne at their home. So go to the Hopkins Center for the Arts, look at past shows, and they've got like a half-hour show of Gary and Marianne talking about how they put their artwork together. It's fascinating.
We have another show currently at the Phipps
In Hudson, yep, at the Phipps in Hudson, and we've got flyers on that too. Yep. All right, good. So be sure to see that if you like Gary's work. If you don't go. If you don't like their work, don't go see it. Just kidding. Just kidding. And our last Artistic Excellence Award for $300 is a ceramic piece called Two-Leaf Vase, and it is by Richard Vincent, and it is right here. Yes, always applause. Is Richard here today? No. I always expect to hear people come running in from outside, but it doesn't sound like Richard is here. Breeze was saying that he told a great story about creating his piece, but I'm not sure what the story is. But maybe one of the judges know, or maybe Breeze will come in and tell the story. Either one of you guys want to talk about this piece? Why you selected it?
I am always amazed by ceramics. I know nothing about it as an artist. I did very little of it. And when I see a really quality piece, it just pops. This is so well balanced. The colors are so wonderful on it. I think I said to the judges, it reminds me of a piece of, I don't know if it's like Limoges or whatever, from Antiques Roadshow. I just want to pick up the bottom and see who the maker is on it, you know, look for the mark. This is just a quality piece. And obviously, this person is very skilled in his art. And again, as a person that's not a ceramic artist, I am just amazed by this. Okay. First one ever.
All right. Our third judge, Christopher Harrison, is a sculptor, and I bet he would have had a lot of great things to say about that. Breeze can't come talk about it. He's too busy at the fiber work looking at it really closely. Okay, so that is Richard Vincent. Two-leaf vase, give another round of applause. That is the last of the Artistic Excellence Awards for the evening. I'm talking in the two microphones, aren't I? That's gotta drive the camera guy crazy. All right, so now we move on to the judge's choice. This is always the most exciting part of the evening. This is the big prize. This is the $500 prize. So our first judge's choice, I'm just trying to get the paper, is an oil on canvas piece. It is called I Remember Now, and it is by, that's right, somebody knows, Dan Petrov. Dan, would you like to come and say something about your piece, or? Yay! I can just say I envy this woman's body, but that's all I know.
Well, I'll try.
Oh, here, I think I forgot to turn it on. A cameraman's gonna hate me.
English is my second language, so excuse me. This piece is just celebrating feminine principle, as you can tell. In my academy days back in Europe, we used to say that we paint nudes for food, but since we are in Minnesota, I dress her up. Just a bit decent in Minnesota, nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan, on that. I used to study under the Atelier Lac down in St. Paul for years, and this is so much that style. And so when you said it was a European, I mean, it's just that. Your style is beautiful. Your brushwork is so soft, and you know, standing right up next to it, it's like a little blurred picture, but standing back, it has everything in it. I think when we looked at it, you know, the femininity of it comes out so much, but the hidden message of the pear and how she's holding the pear, I'm like, yep, I totally get the feminist point of view on this. So very nicely executed, very nice.
Okay, who doesn't like classic paintings? So as I was mentioning earlier about the buffalo that works well near and far, this is a beautiful painting, but you do need to have a little bit of perspective to come back. Just your technique. No criticism, it's just, it is. This is a beautiful piece. You know, this is somebody that you look at and you just want to meet them. She just seems like a very kind, open, welcoming person. And my day job is at the Institute of Arts. So when I come in and I look at this, I'm like, okay, I'm used to this all day long. So, and that's a compliment. So I'm very pleased to see this style being very promoted, and I would love to see more of your work. So thank you for participating, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Oil on Canvas, I Remember Now by Dan Petrov. Nice job, Dan. All right, I didn't say this. We have 3 Judges' Choice Awards, and then we have a Director's Choice Award this evening. And our second one is, let me go this way. This is another digital photography piece. It is by David Berg, and it is called Not So Clean. And this is a piece of plastic detergent jugs ready to be loaded and sent to a plastic recycling plant. And is in the Cube Gallery. Is David Berg here? I don't think he is. Nobody's rushing through the doors. Would one of the judges like to, oh, here, I figured Deanne, as a photographer, might want to have something to say about it. Can you stand by it?
I can. Okay, in looking at this image, you know, you walk by and you kind of go, oh, it's just garbage or whatever. And if you saw this image, not in this picture, you'd be out like at a recycle plant, you would probably walk by it 100 times and not be able to, I mean, maybe pull out the garbage or make a great image of this. This image speaks volumes to me because the colors pop on it. The way that he executed this was how he added so much grit to this dirty, icky laundry detergent, but it really kind of talks about the environment, talks about how wasteful we are, and talks about, you know, everything we don't want to see, and this is pulling us in and making us really look at what it is. So.
Rurik, did you want to say anything about it?
I was trained as a photorealist, and the first time I saw this, I thought of a lot of the classic photorealist paintings, like a Charles Bell or, I'm drawing a blank on the other one offhand, where they would take something mundane and just paint the crap out of it. So there's so much little detail in here that it just works. I understand the social message that you're reading out of it, but I come at it more from the visceral sense. And originally, my first thought was, why isn't this 6 foot by 8 foot? Because that was what I was used to with the photorealistic paintings. But the colors are wonderful, the design is wonderful, and again, coming from my background, this just works on all the levels that hit for me.
All right, fantastic. That's David Berg's Not So Close Digital Photography. That is the second Judge's Choice Award for the evening. Our final Judge's Choice Award for the evening is right around the corner, and you guys have seen this once already as a People's Choice piece. It is Mark Christie's Alicia, Vintage Recycled Metals. And I know he's here. Would you like to say something about your piece? I would love to hear something about you, yes.
Well, I just started collecting vintage materials about 3 years ago. Was doing birds and animals, and started doing some research on people, and I decided if I saw somebody unusual, I'm going to try doing a person. She was very difficult. And I figured if I did a Buffalo Wild Wings, it would limit the purchasers, but I didn't care because, you know, I've been in the eye care business my whole life. When I saw her with those glasses, the nose ring, the tattoo, the hair, I just asked her, would it be possible if I could try to create you in a piece of art? I've learned you don't walk up to somebody and say, I'm an artist, I'd like to do you. I have said that one time, and I realized that was not the right wording. So, but no, I just like the recycling piece, so I try to pick everything that's about 60 to 100 years old if possible. So, but thank you guys. This has been an unbelievable show. It really has been.
Thank you. And this piece also got a lot of talk. Everybody kind of really liked the parrot popping out of the shirt collar there. And that was a tattoo, right? Yeah. Deanna, Rurik, would you guys like to say anything about this piece?
I love everything about this. As soon as I saw it on my computer, I mean, it's like, this rocks. It is so awesome. I really want to be the waitress. I'll get different glasses, and you know, we can maybe have a conversation after this. But the textures in it, and then I ended up coming before they hung the show, and I was able to see all of the stuff in there. This is so well executed. It just flows. And has she seen this? And what was her response? Okay. Good.
She had a very emotional response, yeah.
Yep. But like I say, I loved everything about this. I especially like the story behind it. And you just never know when you're out who you're going to run into. And, you know, maybe I want to do you is probably not the right thing to say. But, you know, as an artist, we always, you know, especially if we're into, you know, people as our art form, we always struggle how to approach somebody and say the right words. So, but this, like I say, this really popped me, and it is by far it is my favorite.
Remember a few minutes ago when I said artists are nuts? Yeah, I'm doubling down on that now. But I'm also going to reiterate what Deanne just said. When I saw this on the computer when we were judging, this one just pushed me back out the chair. This is wonderful, you know. And sometimes the fun thing about being an artist is how the hell did they do that? And then the question comes up, why the hell did they do that? What were you thinking? And do more. Again, I really have no idea conceptually how you did this. I'm picturing a couple of cases of beer, some whiskey, and a lot of tin snips. A lot of Band-Aids, yeah. But this is just a wonderful piece. The colors work, the design works, and there's no painting in these. These are just the original colors, right? Kudos, sir. Kudos.
Yay! Nice job, Mark Christie. Alicia, Vintage Recycled Metals. Congratulations. That was our last Judge's Choice for the evening. Now we do our final award for the evening, which is our Director's Choice. And the Director's Choice, the Board of Directors and the Events Committee get together and we do we vote on our favorite pieces, and then we dwindle that number down, and then we vote on those final 5 or 6 or 7 pieces, I think it was, and then do Cadence, what? And we do ranked choice voting. And so the winner tonight in our ranked choice voting for Director's Choice is Mary Catherine Solberg, and that is in the Cube Gallery. This is called Abraham the Hummingbird. It is a mixed media piece. Marianne Carlson is in the room here. She is one of our board members, and she was going to tell us a little bit about why she likes this piece.
Well, one of the reasons I voted for this piece is just the, not just the talent and the skill of this particular artist, but also how creative it is, and how she has gotten like pattern and contrast and texture. I mean, she's done everything here correctly. And it just is such a pleasing image, as well as playful and well done. So I'm very happy that she won.
All right, again, Mary Catherine Solberg's Abraham with Hummingbird Mixed Media. I gotta tell you, it was really tough. As far as Director's Choice goes, as far as the People's Choice votes, I want to tell you, there were one vote away. So if you have friends next year, bring them down here and get that People's Choice vote in. So that's it for tonight's 8th Annual Awards Ceremony. I want to say that August 31st, we've got Songwriters in the Round, as well as the opening of our Narratives by Brush and Lens, oil paintings by Keith Dixon, as well as narrative photographer Deanne Sibley, who was one of our esteemed judges this evening. I want to thank the judges again for coming down. Yeah, always applaud. Our musicians for the August 31st show outside are Annie Fitzgerald, Tim Cheesebro, and Ben Cook Feltz. And then, of course, we have our Kids Can Be Artists event coming up at Stagecoach Days, where kids can paint for free, and that's on September 16th. So that's stuff that we've got going on. If you're interested in knowing more about the Hallberg Center for the Arts, Wyoming Creative Arts Community, check out our website, wyomingcreativearts.org. And it looks like Ruick has one more thing to say.
Again, thank you for choosing us to be judges. I would just like to let everybody know that Deanne and I will be around for the evening. If anybody has any questions about why they did get picked or didn't get picked, or just want a little bit of input. So we will be available if you want to talk to us, or if you just want to snub us. We'll be here.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. that work okay for you? Okay. So you can, Saturday, after the 26th is Saturday. It is a really nice exhibit. I wish everybody could win. And I'm sure everybody else wishes everyone could win too, right? Yes, that's right. Next year.